So I was going to ask you the question I asked you before because the train of Jittery reminded me so much of Pittsburgh and Washington, and I thought maybe that's the reason why they decided to come. They chose Washington of all places to immigrate. But you said it wasn't. You said it was because they had an uncle.
I know. Then I had an uncle, McKizrocks. His name was Benjamin. And they used to call him Uncle Benutz. Benutz.
Write that down too. And so that was the guy who came over first.
Yeah, he came with another brother. His name was Peppino, Joseph, actually.
Peppino.
Yeah. You know how to spell Peppino?
Peppino. P-E-P-I-N-O?
It's a P-E-P-P-I-N-O. Peppino. Actually, it's Giuseppe, Joseph. You know?
Giuseppe Peppino.
That's why you got a lot of Joseph. If you notice, when you go on Facebook, there is a lot of Joseph Trapezzano.
Because of him. Giuseppe Peppino. But they called him Peppino?
No, the new one, but they used to call him Peppino, yeah.
Okay, so they didn't call him Giuseppe.
But his real name was Joseph, yeah. Peppino comes from Giuseppe. Giuseppe, you know, it's like a diminutive, small Giuseppe. You understand what I'm saying?
That was but they were closer to Benutz?
They were brothers.
They're brothers. Okay. Yeah.
Brothers. They came all the way from Jizzeria. I don't know which year, but you can find on the Schäfer knows when, because it was her grandfather, Robin Schäfer. She knows. She knows. She got when they came in. Do you wait a minute, I want to ask you something. On Facebook, you're a member of the Trapezzano family?
I don't know. I haven't been on Facebook in a while. I got to get on Facebook.
Okay, there is there you see the picture of the Benjamin Trapezzano and his wife. You want to show you? I can show you. Benutz.
Yeah. Oh, you actually have a picture of him.
Yeah, they made the group, the Trapezzano family. So, like you, if you want to join, you join, and they give it to. You can see what's going on.
Oh, I'll go check that out.
Yeah, and there is some cousin who used from Italy on Facebook too, on that group.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely join that.
Yeah. I mean, one of she might be like a fourth cousin to your mother.
Robin.
This is Robin Schäfer.
And she was Benutz's grandfather.
Grandfather. Benutz was the grandfather.
So they come up now. My great-grandfather, that was their uncle.
Yeah.
From their dad's side or the mom's side? Their dad's side.
Your grandfather?
Mm-hmm. My great-grandfather.
I was his great-uncle.
This is a great-uncle.
Yeah. Nanny, your great-grandmother, and it was her uncle.
Oh, it was her
really uncle, yeah.
But then, is that how they got, well then how did they?
So, this Benutz had a lot of brothers in Italy. They had, I don't know how many brothers, I don't remember now. But they had one Giovanni, and he was a pharmacist, the oldest. Giovanni Trapezzano.
He was a pharmacist.
He was a pharmacist. So, and he married this Giovanni Trapezzano. It's funny, really. That's why we are more relative. Giovanni Trapezzano, the pharmacist, married a cousin of my grandfather.
So it's all mixed up.
So two Trapezzani again there.
Right.
And her name was Rosa Trapezzani. I remember her.
Rose Trapezzano.
Yeah. They had the pharmacy in Zia Teresina. They had. He had the pharmacy, Giovanni Trapezzani.
She was already Trapezzano.
She was already Trapezzani, like me.
So the Benuzzi
Go ahead.
and Peppino.
Benuzzi and Rosa Trapezzani. Not Benuzzi and Rosa Trapezzani. Benuzzi was brother of Giovanni Trapezzani.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason they came over in this country was in Italy at that particular time. They were wealthy people. I'm talking about your family now.
Mm-hmm.
It was a wealthy people, the family, the father and mother had a lot of property, that big palace. It's big.
Mm-hmm.
The place over there, the house.
It's not Nunnies.
No. I'm talking about the father, nanny father. You understand? Nanny father, original. Mm-hmm. The house you saw, it was nanny house.
Mm-hmm.
His father, after got married, moved over there. You understand? I'm talking about the original house. Their father, their mother.
Nunny's father and mother.
You understand what I'm saying? They had, I don't remember how many kids because, I wasn't there, but we can find out. Camillo knows that.
I think I have that.
You got it.
I think that there was a lot of them.
Well, Camillo knows how many kids. He sent to me the record of nanny family. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about their father, your grandfather,
mm-hmm.
Great-grandfather, father. You understand what I'm saying?
On that side, those Trapezanos.
The family,
yeah.
the original.
Now, they had money?
They had the money.
Because I thought my grandfather's side, or my great-grandfather's side didn't have money, but Nunny's side did.
No, listen to this. The grandfather had which was two nanny, her uncle, because she married first cousin. Nanny.
Got it.
Okay.
Because they both had the same family.
Yeah. It was her grandfather. Her nanny, grandfather had this big palace, a lot of property. But he also had too many kids. Okay.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. Mostly it was boys. And for what they told me, my father told me, they had 3 or 4 girls. One was Angelica Trapezzani, like a horror. One name was, I don't remember now, but I remember 2.
Mm-hmm.
And a son by name Thomas, the daughter. You ever heard of the daughter?
The doctor?
The daughter. It was the daughter, the family daughter forever. Tommaso Trapezzani. It was a daughter. So he was son of Giovanni Trapezzani. Okay, you understand? The pharmacist.
Giovanni.
Okay. Now.
He was a doctor.
He was the doctor.
Now
But what I want to explain to you is the story of Giovanni Trapezzani. He had the other brothers and sisters. But at that particular time, it was a rule, it was a law. The parents can leave whatever they want, no equal, if they don't like. But the rule was they would leave all the property to the first son. You understand what I'm saying? It was all in every family. That's the rule it was. The first son, he inherited everything, the farms.
To keep it going through the generations.
To keep on the family, to keep no divide. So the father and mother, what they will do, they who lived the oldest, which was Giovanni.
Mm-hmm.
He was the oldest. He went to school, he finished his school, he became a pharmacist, he had the pharmacy, so he was rich, him too, besides he inherited everything
all
from
the money
parents.
from the palace and all that.
To the other kids, they would give a little bit. Mostly to the boys, we'll give maybe one little farm. They can survive. But they were brought up in a rich family. All of a sudden they become, when they grow up, they become poor.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? They don't have that possibility like they had when they were little. Because
it wasn't passed down to them. It was passed
because
down to
Giovanni took all. You understand what I'm saying? So then they started getting smart. They said, what are we going to do with the little farm? They were young kids, only 20 years old, stuff like that. And they figured, nobody wants to meet us here. I mean, I'm talking about high society. They were high society, all of a sudden, they want to get married to somebody. But the girl, parents are not going to give the permission to they get married because he don't have no money.
Right.
The oldest married another rich people, I told you. He made helping mostly helping the father, like a substitute teacher.
Right.
The father was going to some place. Yeah, they let that particular time do that, you know. Then there was Uncle Raj. He was the baby.
Orazio. That's the one Mom remembers him. He was bald, right? Bald. And he used to come visit in Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uncle Raj was funny. And he was a very good guy, no misunderstand. He loves me. He really loved me, you know. I think that's the reason I'm here, because he was telling me, oh, go in America, go, you know, they keep talking, but really I didn't want to come over in America.
Right.
You know, not because I said, why have to go there? I already had a job. I already had my profession. You know what I mean? But I'm here.
I'm glad. I'm glad you decided.
Oh, anyway, what else you want to know?
So
you got all of the kids.
Right.
Then your great-grandfather, he passed away young. You ask me why Nani came over here. And he died young, he was maybe 55 or 58, something like that. So all of a sudden, the mother is weird, and they got all of those young girls, including Nani. And your great-grandfather happened to be, he went in Italy. He saw your Nani.
Was that the first time they met?
Yeah.
So they had never met before?
No, they never met before.
How's that possible, man? And just
because he was young when he came over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was a little old in her, 8 years old. So when he was 16,
she was really young.
She was a real.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for him, people don't understand it sometimes, because today, especially today, two cousins, they get married, but they were like strangers. They didn't know each other.
Right.
And he liked her, and she liked him too, and
so he just ran into her? How did that happen, do you know? Was it a party too? I mean, all of her brothers were his cousins. Right.
They see each other, they went to see his aunt, yeah, and they decided and asked to marry.
So really quick?
Yeah, they got married. She told me that, you know.
She said it was really quick, and they got married there.
They got married there.
So when he was on a trip, he married her there?
Yeah.
So he came over, didn't know her.
But they didn't know.
And married on that trip.
Yeah.
Wow.
They got married there.
So it was like love at first sight sort of situation.
So that way.
And then she didn't come over right away.
Yeah, she did.
She did?
She come over with him. Yeah. Because Mariana got all of the passports. I read.
Yeah.
She didn't know what to do. One day I said, I wonder. We're not having no records. Camilo took all.
Right.
But she brought in. She want to know what's going on. I was reading. When and then I come back here. You know.
There's some stuff on Ancestry, and I saw the boat that she was on. She left from Naples.
I think I did write down in some place. If I find it.
But if you find it, let me know. There's online. It was a documentation when she left Naples to come over, and I think it was only her, but I don't.
It was in 1926.
Right, but it was August, I think. But it was only her.
Yeah.
And then I think she was pregnant with Pap. Wasn't?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't think she was pregnant when she came in. Because your great grandfather was wait a minute, your grandfather. Your grandfather.
He was born in.
He was born in January. I don't know if she came in August.
She came in August.
Maybe she was pregnant.
She might have been.
I don't know. I have to check again.
Maybe that's why they came over.
No, I think he already was American citizen. Yeah, because he did the military and everything. So he had a more, how do you say, the law was on his side that he can bring his wife right away, you know. At that particular time, they could have left it together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even my husband and I, we came over together, you know, because my husband was born here.
Right.
Yeah. But now they changed the law. Now every day, now,
yeah.
You know,
everybody comes
no. But except from Europe, they can come from
Right, exactly. Only if you have fentanyl. If you get fentanyl, you get to come in.
Anyway.
So that's how that happened.
What else you wanna? What did we say? Now you know all of the family. It was 11 kids.
That's amazing.
From a nanny.
Now you said
her name it was what it was her name? Concetta. Toya. She was from a Toya family.
I was going to ask you. Oh yeah, the Toya family. I've seen that. I've seen Toya. So there's a couple different things. One, now I don't know why this keeps popping up in my head, because someone had said, I don't know if it was you, I don't know if, because I asked Rena about it, Rena's like, I don't think so. But I thought someone said, and maybe it was you, that we might be distantly related to Medici. Is that true?
I didn't understand.
That we might be distantly related to Medici.
The Medici. We might be
like a distant cousin or something like that. I remember someone saying something like that.
Well, there is some Medici, but see, in a family from a different town through marriage.
Through marriage.
But it's not the Medici. See, Medici, the Medici is a little bit different. The last name is spelled a little bit different.
So not Medici.
Medici, it's on Gizzeria, it's Medici. The Medici you're talking about from Florence, it's D.
Oh,
D-I.
so not the same family?
No.
So it's Medici. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay, so not the same family. Okay.
Because I was like you know.
Right.
I said, we're relative. And I said to me, no, my father said to me, that is the Medici.
The Medici.
In Calabria, it's Medici. Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
You gotta know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably not related there. Also, how long were the Trapezanos in Calabria? And did they come from Albania, Greece, both?
Okay, according to the book, Uncle Francis wrote, you can read it yourself, the book, anyway. Originally, that particular time, it was like year 1600, something like that.
1600, wow. So way back.
Way back. Or 16, I think, or 16. I have to read again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was, maybe it was 1600. I'm not sure now because I forgot now. But I will read on a book again and we can check on a book. He got the record, like I told you. He got the notes from his father. He was the father, your great-grandfather, Camillo. He was researching for the name. How they got. He said that this Tropezano was a priest, an Orthodox priest. You understand? And it was a time when the people from Greece, they were looking for better territory.
So the
more
Greeks
fertile, yeah. And they thought Italy was close to them anyway.
Right.
In the Sierra, in Sicily, mostly on the south of Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a little bit of money. Tony researched too. He says it's between they're between the Albanian and the Greeks.
So it was two separate families.
But yeah, there's more than one family. But they tell in the book tell you how many families came in.
So Albanese and.
But the Albanese and the Greeks, they were like offices.
Yeah.
Like they were Greeks go from Greece to Albania, and they were soldiers, mercenary soldiers, and fight the war. So, because they were mercenary soldiers, they used to make a little bit of money. They had a paycheck. So they had a little bit of money in their pockets. When they retired from the military, they said, let's find a nice place where we can live. We buy a little farm, we make a little, you understand what happened at that period, that time.
And so they went to Italy.
So they might be Albanian, but some people say that they were Greeks go to Albania, fight for the Albania country.
Right.
They came from Albania, really.
Right.
They came from Albania.
Oh.
But
before that, it was.
But they might be Greeks. Yeah.
So the Trapezzano, was probably named something else, and when they got here, they added an O to it or something, and became Trapezzano.
Yeah. They think like your great-grandfather thinks maybe it was a Carpenzano. Through the years, he went to Frappezzano.
Right.
Because of the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you pronounce a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The name, and then you write down on a book. So Carpenzano. What's your name? Carpenzano.
So it's always a C. It's Carpenzano.
The little Baleri changed it to
Trapezzano.
Trapezzano. And there is some people in Sweden, they are Trapezzano, but they spell it different, Trapezzano.
Probably the same family.
Did you see? It was the same family. Because I asked, they said to me, oh yeah, he was a Trapezzano first. I said, oh my God.
Now we're good. All right, so I'll check on it in a bit to make sure it's good, but I think we're rolling again. Okay, so we left off, you said that...
Now, we try to explain what's going on in Sicily.
Right.
So he had a little bit of money, but not to support a wife, have the life he was used to. You understand?
Right.
He couldn't do.
So he had to come here to Pittsburgh.
So he figured, I'll go in America. where there's a better opportunity.
Swickley. And he moved to Swickley, the suburb.
What do you mean?
You said it's called Swickley in Pittsburgh?
Oh, he didn't go in Swickley, close to Swickley. Yeah. He went to McKees.
That's right, you told me that.
Close, they're right there, you know. In McKees. He wanted to be close, but not that close.
Right.
He was smart.
Right.
Because he knew in Swickley there was the black hands.
From Jizzeria.
From a Jizzeria. The black hand, my aunt told me, the boss was from a Jizzeria. He was born in Jizzeria.
Oh, wow.
His name was Tommaso Curci.
Tommaso. How do you spell Curci?
Curci is C-U or C-I-O. Curcio. Tommaso Curcio. He was the head of the Black Hands.
Wow. And he was from Jizzeria?
Oh, yeah. They told me the story here.
Wow.
The sister-in-law told it.
His sister-in-law. Yeah. Oh, I remember you told me that last time.
I told you last time. She was alive. So Uncle Benus was very smart, the way I understand. He wanna be closer to the. But in the meantime, he don't wanna get a contact with them. So he settled himself in McKees Rocks. Like here from Kennisburg, let's say. Not even Kennisburg, it's close.
So he and Peppino both came over together. Just like my great-grandfather and Nibale came over together later.
Yeah, so he got a settle over there. He opened up his store because he had a little bit of money on his pocket. Right. You understand? So he opened up a grocery store.
Now, did he know Tommaso Churchill?
Oh, yeah, they knew.
Oh, yeah.
Sure they knew.
Do you think they were involved?
They were about the same age. I'm sure they knew. Yeah.
So,
they knew.
So he was just trying to keep them out of the...
He wanted to be friend and no friend, actually. He said, hello, how are you? But I'm staying in my house.
Yeah.
You understand?
Smart.
He tried to not get involved. That's what I think.
Yeah.
You know. So... he had a good business, but the way I understand it, they used to tell me that he used to own the mines too, but I don't know. I'm not sure about it.
The mines?
Yeah, but I'm not sure. We have to ask Robin and knows more about it, because it's really his grandfather, you know what I mean?
Right.
What I'm telling you is what a nanny used to tell me. Yeah.
Huh.
So, Uncle Benucci, your great-grandmother, your great-grandfather, they used to go there every Sunday.
So they were still very close later on?
Oh, yeah, because he was their aunt, you know.
Right.
So they used to go and they used to give it, at that particular time in the United States, there was, when the nanny was here, it was a depression time. Like you're talking about 1932, 1933, you know. It was tough, so the uncle would give like a grocery to bring you home, maybe a little bit of money, you know what I mean? So they used to go and visit each other, but mostly they went to there. Now you ask me why your great-grandfather was here. I think they were younger boys. First came the first brother, Hannibal.
Nibale.
Yeah, Hannibal. Came over here. He was a tailor. He came in, he started work here. He had his wife in Italy. And then he called his wife here, come over here. Then your great-grandfather came over. But he was a little younger than him. And for years they've been working together in the same shop. According to Nanny.
In Italy?
Yeah.
Vibo. Was it Vibo where they studied?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they used to have the shop together. Then, later years and years, they split up because, they
Oh, you're talking about here?
Here.
Okay, yeah, not in Italy.
Yeah, no, in Italy, he was too young.
Mm-hmm.
Your great-grandfather, he even went the First World War One.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Nanny said to me they stationed him in California because he was a tailor.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed a tailor. So really he never went overseas. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, he was a lucky. Yeah. So, I don't know, what else you want to know? The reason why they say, I'm not sure, but I think Uncle Benus want to keep those two boys safe.
Away from the black
Away from the black hand.
Yep.
So he figured Washington is a little far from Suicli. Nobody can go about them. And they're going to do their own business without to be disturbed.
Mm-hmm. Smart.
That's what I think. I'm not sure, but what else it could be?
Right.
Yeah, why pick Washington?
Close enough, but not too close.
Yeah. And then there was a black hands here too.
In Washington.
Yeah. But, the black hands here, they started bad them, Nanny told me. Like, they went to the tailor shop and tell them, hey, you have to pay so much each week for your... Ooh. Oh, yeah. And I heard your great-grandfather, he was a little scared too, so what am I going to do? Right away he called his uncle, Uncle Benuz. Uncle Benuz said, they want to pay money now, here. They want from here, from Washington. And Uncle Benuz told him, no worry about it. I will take care of it. So he must have made a telephone call to the mafia from Ujitsaria.
Oh.
They knew him.
So probably Tommaso. Probably called Tommaso.
He called Tommaso, yeah. And he said, they're bothering my nephews. And the guy said, don't worry, they never will bother them again.
Wow.
They must have made a telephone call. It looked like a movie, but sometimes those movies so true.
It's true.
Yeah. And so they never go, no worry.
And they never came back to bother him.
Never. It took him to make a call. But then you, Uncle Terry, he always said, I wonder if Uncle Benuzzi belonged to the mafia too.
He had some connection.
We don't know.
Didn't you say he never took pictures?
Yeah, that's true too. But we don't know for sure. The indication is no. Yeah. Now we're...
Well, if he called someone, though, he had to know someone.
Oh, no, he knew them.
Yeah.
He knew because they were all from Gizzeria.
Right.
They knew each other from Gizzeria.
Wow.
And that's it. That's the reason that they got here.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
Now, when I was in Gizzeria, Tristano told me, he said, well, your aunt, and his aunt, Aunt Teresina, said, well, the family, Trabazanos and Gizzeria is Don family. And I said, well, explain. He said, well, very important family to Gizzeria. And back in the day, they would have called you Donna Teresina.
Yeah, they used to call me Donna Teresina.
Did they?
Yeah, it's true. Papa Don Antonio. Benuzzi, we're talking about Don Benuzzi.
Don Benuzzi. So Benuzzi, they used to call him Don Benuzzi.
Oh, yeah. your great-grandfather, nanny father, Don Camillo.
Don Camillo.
And they used to call you Nanny Donna Angelica.
Yeah. It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was some kind of respect. That's what it was all about. Like they would respect you so much. You have to come from that special family to they call you that. Yeah, they used to call me that.
And why were the Trapazanos considered special family? Is that because of...
They had more money, better than they were in better position. They were more educated. Like, you know, in the Trapazano family, or your family, or my family, there was lawyers, daughters. They were in comparison with the other poor. They were very poor, the rest of the family. You know what I'm saying?
And didn't you tell me that there was one Trapazano that was working for the King of Naples, King Emmanuel? Was it the one Trapazano that was...
Oh yeah, and that one is a cousin. He just died. Camillo Trapazano, his name was. He was a judge.
The judge, right.
Yeah, federal judge.
Oh, but this is later.
This is later now, my time, yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah.
So that's not why they were Don family. He just happened to know the king. He was working for the king, or he was a judge. Didn't
the one from the king, he was my father's uncle. He was like a procuratore del re.
Yes.
Like a prosecutor in Rome. Yeah. He was a very intelligent guy. His name was Antonio Trapazzano. That's why my father's name is Antonio Trapazzano, after his uncle.
So that was actually before Benutz, and that was before?
No, this is... I think Antonio Trapazzani, but there must be maybe not too much difference in age, maybe 10 years.
But they didn't know each other?
I'm sure they knew each other.
But he was in Italy and they were over here?
I mean, sure, because your great-grandfather, when he saw me the first time in Gizzeria, we were...
You met my great-grandfather?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, you have to tell me about him.
Yeah.
Because my mom always speaks very highly of him, because she remembers him a little bit.
She remembers, yeah. But I only met him once, that's it. Your cousin Alfonsino Trapazzano was having a birthday party at his house, which the father of Alfonsino was Nani brother, Orazio. Uncle Orazio, remember?
Because he used to come visit here.
He was here, yeah. So they had a birthday party. He invited me, all young, same age. Maybe I was a couple of years old or somebody. I mean, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
No, I was a little older than that. So I went to the birthday party, but we used to do on the house that particular time. We used to dance in the house, have some drinks, you know, potato chips, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when I went over there, I found you Nanny, you Uncle Terry. That's how I met Uncle Terry.
At that party?
Yeah.
Oh, this is good stuff. That's right. Good.
So we got, I was all dressed up. You know that dress over there I got on that picture, you ever remember? It was a beautiful dress. I don't know if you want to see.
Sure.
It's on my bedroom. And I go over there, I was the first guest to arrive.
You were? Then he saw you and was like, oh, that's it? That's it?
You know me, I go over there. Who are they, those people? I never knew, I didn't know they were there. So Uncle Raj, he don't say, Teodoro, your great-grandfather name, in Italian they used to call him Teodoro.
Theodoro.
Yeah, hey Teodoro, I wonder if you know this girl. He looked at me, he don't say this is Teresina. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
He said, I want you telling me, if you can tell me from which family this girl comes from. And he looked at me, studied me a little bit, and then he said, oh, I know who she can be. She's Eugenio Trapazzano's daughter.
He knew. He knew immediately.
Which family I was, look at him. I was astonished, you know what I mean?
He never met you before.
No, and Uncle Roger started to laugh. I said, now wait a minute, Eugenia is too old to be her father, but you got a rat on the butt of the family. But she belongs to Eugenio family. But this is the granddaughter, he said. Yeah.
Because your father's name was
Antonio
also.
Antonio.
Right.
But my grandfather was Eugenio. Yeah. So he knew my grandfather. So he must have saw a resemblance on me. Yeah. So when he saw me, he said, oh, I know which family you talk. She belongs
and they're all
to.
Trapazanos.
Yeah, they're all Trapazanos, but they know the
They
difference.
knew that, right?
They know the difference, which one.
Right.
This is Eugenio Trapazzano daughter.
It's fascinating. So he knew that, right? So what was he like? What was your first impression? Because Mom always says really nice things about him. He's a very nice...
Oh yeah, the impression he gave to me was very kind, gentle, good, God, started to smile, you know what I mean. He really when he saw me, he really, and I like him too.
Yeah.
So, you know, we dance, once in a while, the oldest, you know, Uncle Raju, him, they used to come over and pick on us, they want to see what we were doing. And your Uncle Terry, fall in love with me right away. So other boys wanted me too. So what did he do? He got one of the cousins together and said, hey, Giacomo, come here. Try to manage Teresina end up dancing with me all the time. Oh, no worry, I fix. So Giacomo's job was, every time we used to switch when they were dancing. We never danced with one person. It was the rule. Because, when something happened, that's right. Why they hated the rule. So they would say, I first dancing with Jess. Then Jess dancing with me 5 minutes. Then I go to Terry. From Terry I go to Giacomino.
Let's keep going around.
We all switch, yeah. But Terry somehow, I say, how come I never to dancing with him all the time? Because Giacomino all the time, he was blocking the others. His cousin. He told, I like that girl. And see if she can, you help me to, she can dancing with me all the time.
Let me, yep, back on. So what was your thought? What happened?
I liked him too, but I was already, old enough. I didn't want to come out in this country.
Yeah.
So when I said, this boy is too much to me, I said, I don't want to go in the United States. So what I did, 2-3 days I get out from town. I went to see my grandmother, another town, in San Lucio. You ever been in San Lucio?
I don't think so. Maybe just not to
San Lucio is not too far from Margella, from Zia Teresina, but it's a beautiful place. A town, closer to the sea. And,
not Sheila.
No, Sheila. Sheila is on the other side.
Yeah.
Sheila.
So you went east?
Yeah, on the right side,
Okay.
Sheila is this way.
Yeah, I went to Sheila.
You went to Sheila. Yeah.
I went to beautiful also.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty. Anyway, San Lucio is pretty. And so I went over there and I used to tell my grandmother, This boy from the United States, he's coming too much after me. I don't want to go in. Oh no, my grandmother said. No, you can go in the United States. Anyway, I stayed there. I went to the beach there. My uncle went in town. When he came back, he said, Teresina, I want to tell you something. What?
Which uncle?
My father brother.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he said to me, but you know, Teodoro Trapazzano, he said, he died. He died. I felt so bad. I felt bad for you, Uncle Terry.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I go home. That's it. That's what happened. I went home. Uncle Terry, soon he saw me. He was like a glue by me. But you know what? And then I said, yeah, I like you. So if I never went back, I will never be here.
Wow. That's a great story, though. So
Zia Teresina, she was so jealous of you, Uncle Terry.
Who?
Zia Teresina.
Oh, she was jealous of you?
No, me, of you, uncle. She no wanna he talked to me.
Oh.
She meant like, what do you want? You know.
So she was protecting you. She was trying to protect you.
Yeah, she tried to protect me. So that's it. That's why I'm here.
And when did you come over?
Oh, we come over and we write to each other for a year, like back and forth. But you know, sometimes when you're young, you think, oh yeah, I say, yeah, you know, me and a guy are going to get married, you know.
How'd you know?
But I was another one, that's why I understand. I didn't like getting married, you know, that first. So I said, yeah, I say yes, but then later on, he going to change his mind, I change my mind. But then we keep it right to each other. All of a sudden, a year later, he said to me, I'm coming to get married to you.
That's what he said. So I'm coming over to marry you.
I said, yeah. My mother didn't like it. I come over here.
Now, did she ever come over?
Yeah, she was here a couple,
That's
more
a
than
great
a couple
story.
of times. No, you was later. But last time she was here, it was when your grandfather died. She was here.
Wow.
Yeah, but you probably not remember.
No, I don't remember. Wow, that's a great story. And the other thing I heard, and sounds like the story of Benutz, that mom got confused, because my mom told me that my great-grandfather came over, and they were from a poor family, so he already knew Nunny, so they were going to make something of themselves here, and then go back and marry Nunny and bring her over. Mm-hmm. But that kind of sounds like what Benutz did. Yeah. So maybe she got him confused. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But
how did Nunny and meet?
Nunny, all right. Nunny's father name was Camillo Trapazzano. Okay. Now you know why you have a cousin by name Camillo.
That's right.
And your uncle
and
Camillo.
Uncle.
And
Papa.
And the other Camillo, the judge.
Right. And Papa's middle name was Camillo.
Yeah. So it was Camillo Trapazzano. But he did pretty good not because of what the father gave, because like I told you the story before, all of the property went to Giovanni. Mm-hmm. So Camillo got a little bit property. The house, I don't know if he bought, I think he bought it. Mm-hmm. But he went to school, he became a school teacher, so he had an opportunity to take care of his family. Mm-hmm. But he had a lot of kids too. Him and his wife, they had 11 kids.
That's a lot.
You know which one it was. Now I remember son. Ernest Trapazzani. Looks like he was the oldest. He was tailor, but he was, my father used to say, this Uncle Ernest, he was one of the best tailors. You know what I mean, he went to school to be a tailor. He was one of the, then he was teaching other kids to be a tailor. You know what I mean? Then he had Giacomino. Nanny had a brother by name of Giacomino.
Orazio.
He was a judge. First he was a lawyer, and then he became a judge. So he went to school, he became a judge. And Uncle Giacomino married my grandmother's sister.
A lot of Trapazanos.
No Trapazzano.
Not Trapazzano. Okay, well, at least we didn't.
She was Agapito.
A what?
Agapito.
Agapito.
Yeah, that's no, thank you. Your stomach bother you or what?
Oh no, I always eat these. Good for your breath.
What a story, yeah?
That's
this Giacomino, he was very intelligent. He was a good lawyer, you know. So he was judge, and then he was secretary of the state. He became Giacomino Trapazzano.
Giacomino.
Yeah.
Nanny's brother.
He was a nanny brother. Yeah.
He was a great lawyer.
Secretary of state.
And then Secretary of State.
Which is Calabria. You know what I mean?
Oh, of all Calabria.
All Calabria, yeah. Because at that particular time, Catanzaro, where he was the Secretary of State, it was like Harrisburg here.
Mm-hmm.
What is the capital of the Philadelphia, no?
Mm-hmm.
I know Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
So Catanzaro at that particular time it was the capital of Calabria, you know. Yeah, he had an important job. When you want a job, you go to him.
Right.
You get a job.
Right. So that was Nanny's brother. Older or younger than Nanny?
No, old.
Older.
He was old. But it's funny. People think my husband and I, we were more relative because of the name of Trapazzano. It was enough for the name. There is all of those marriage between, and some of those cousins are cousins to me, and they're cousins to your father, and my husband. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the kids of Uncle Giacomino. Now one from Roma, she wrote to me. But she's a cousin to my husband, but she's a cousin also to me too. Because the mother, you know what I mean? Not because of the Trapazzano.
Right.
Oh, anyway, it's a great story. Uncle Giacomino. Then there was Uncle Alphonse, which he was a secretary too.
He was a Secretary of State also?
No, over the state. Yeah, he was a secretary. But he was secretary in Naples in the end.
And that was the other brother?
The other brother, Alfonso.
Alfonso. How'd they get all these good jobs?
Huh?
How'd they get all these good jobs? Secretary of Naples.
Yeah, in Naples.
In Naples.
Now, this is the one who wrote the book of Zia.
Oh.
Okay?
Wrote books of Zia.
I have the book. I'm sure you later have to have the book. Somebody got the book. Because we all got it. We all bought the book from Nani. I remember how much we paid. We paid $25.
Alfonso.
Alfonso.
That's the other brother.
It's the third brother, yeah. Then, he wrote the book Gizzeria, but he's not talking in that book all Gizzeria, Trapeziano family. He talks in general in that book. You understand what I'm saying? It's nice, it's interesting. There's a lot of information too.
Right.
He got all the information he put in the book from his father, Camillo, because he was working at the courthouse too as a secretary. He was not just teaching; he was working another job. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, he was secretary of the town, of the courthouse in Gizzeria. You understand? We don't call it courthouse, we call it Comune di Gizzeria. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your great-grandfather, I'm talking about now. Great-grandfather, Camillo.
Camillo was my great-grandfather's father.
He was a teacher, regular teacher, but he was doing a teaching job. But many times he was doing the job as a secretary too. They all went to look like the boss and the secretary. I don't know, they must like it.
Right.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
So, Camillo, he was the secretary of the courthouse in Gizzeria, got all the information from his book.
He went,
Alfonso,
yeah. He got it from the
Camillo.
records of the offices. He was saying, let's say.
But I thought he said he was secretary of Naples.
The one in Naples it was Alfonso.
Alfonso. Camillo was the secretary. Camillo, as you were talking about, was secretary of the courthouse in
Gizzeria. But.
Okay. But that was the father of Alfonso.
Yeah,
okay.
I was the father of Alfonso.
And Camillo
so
was
the father used to make notes like you do.
Yeah.
It kept it home. So when Alfonso got old, he had more time after he retired in Naples. It wasn't in my time, like 40 years ago, 50 years ago. He started to put all of the pieces, all of the notes his father had, and he put on the books. The information, where the name of Trapeziano come from, what he, because he had the records, he wrote down everything, So Alfonso got the notes from the father. They kept the books.
Right.
Whatever they did, they were real careful.
Really good
yeah.
Now Camillo was my great-grandfather's father.
Yeah.
So Alfonso's, but he was also.
Alfonso is son of Camillo. So son of Camillo is now we got Ernesto, Giacomo, and Alfonsino. Now there is Lorenzo. Lorenzo didn't want to do nothing. I think he was a good guy. I remember him.
You do?
He was father of Camille, the one you know.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay. The one that's in Gizzeria now.
Gizzeria, Lorenzo.
Okay.
They all went to school. The father who founded private schools. They all started, but he didn't become nothing. So the only thing he knew how to do, he used to do. I mean, I'm not saying that like it was wrong, no.
Yeah.
That's what he did. He was fix umbrella, bicycle. He liked to do that stuff. But he was nice. I remember him. But he was mute. He couldn't talk. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, I have to tell the kids because it's all good, this stuff. you don't know if it's something going to happen in a generation or sometime. The daughters, sometimes, they want to know why, and we don't know.
It'd be strange in this family to be mute.
Yeah, but there was more than one mute in that family. Yeah. Ernesto was a mute, Lorenzo was a mute.
So Ernesto was also a mute?
Yeah. And then there was 2 girls. Carmela, I remember them. Carmela was a mute, and Michaela, mute. 4 people in the family. But the daughters at a particular time would say they were mute not because the tongue or something wrong with their voice. No, it was that they couldn't hear. They were deaf.
Oh, so they actually weren't mute at all, they were just deaf.
Because they went to special schools to learn the language, how to communicate.
Braille.
Yeah, everything, yeah. They knew, but the trouble is sometimes we didn't know the language. I had a heck of a time to understand the Zia Michele. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the family knew the language, so. But sometimes you can see she was using her voice, but because she can hear, she couldn't say the words.
Say it right, so why even talk?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. But then they learn, they were very intelligent. They don't know, I think that's what it was, but we don't know if it's some, because of the family, we really don't know, you know. Anyway, then you got Nanny, Angelica. Then there was Carmela, like I told you. Zia Michele was the youngest. And then there was Zia Amalia. She was a school teacher.
So was Nani too, right? Nani was a school teacher too.
Yeah. The only trouble is Nani never teach in Italy. A little bit. She was helping her father.
Yeah, I have a picture of Nani with the clasp on her.
Yeah. But she came back in the United States.
So she didn't do it very long there?
No.
Yeah.
What it was, Nani never took the state test. So she was a school teacher, but not yet recognized by the state. It's like here, you want to teach in Pennsylvania, you have to go test the license.
Right.
Now I did. You understand? And her sister did it too. But Nani didn't do it because Nani came over before she had a chance to take a test. You understand? I can imagine that. I think it's going to be so long.
Oh, I'm sorry. We can stop if you want. You want to stop?
No,
no.
Not for me. For me, it's fun. So, because I'm like you. I like stuff.
I love this stuff.
Yeah, I like it too. So.
And you have such a wealth of information about it. It's like you remember all this.
I remember because I used to ask questions. Yeah, I was like you.
Yeah.
I asked my father, I asked you, Nanny,
Right.
That's the only reason I asked. But then the book, I'm going to find the book for you downstairs. But I know. Yeah. Anyway, on a book, your Uncle Alfonso said, according to your great-grandfather, it was some family, like a Krapis. I remember the Krapis. It was another family. Trapezzano, Tallarico, Mastroianni, Guccio, yeah.
Like Tristano.
Yeah. And then they come in Gizzeria. They saw Gizzeria, this little mountain, whatever you want to call it, facing the sea. They thought it was a beautiful place. Besides, there was water, all green, fertile, can produce. They thought it was the best place they can buy. Everybody bought their own little farm.
And this was when? Do you have any idea what?
I think it was, I'm not sure if it was year 1600 or 1600.
So they've owned all that land since the 1600s.
Yeah.
In Jitsaria.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they're done. Family, they've been there so long.
Yeah. So the Teresina family, it was one priest family, and started the whole kaput.
One priest.
One priest.
And he was Greek Orthodox.
Greek Orthodox.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Started all this.
Started all. We got a Teresina all over.
Everywhere. That is fascinating.
Yeah, it is fascinating. And so, then because they came from Albania, those people were speaking Albanese, you know, Gisseria wasn't speaking Italian, it was speaking Albanese. So, through the years, the language changed, mixed with Latin. You have to understand that we have all kinds of war, pick up words from everybody.
Everybody came.
So they become this dialect.
That's why the dialects are different. I was going to say that.
But originally they were in Gisseria. They were speaking Albanese.
And I remember Pap saying, my mom asked Pap where they're from, and he said there's Albanian blood in there. Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yeah. So, I know a few words. And there is in Calabria, other towns, close to Caesarea, maybe an hour away somewhere. They still speak Albanese.
Wow. From all those years.
They still listen. And I went over there by accident with this, the name of the town is Falconera Albanese. I was coming from Cosenza, Guanatana. I was on a bus coming from Cosenza, the city. I went to school over there. Go back to San Lucio, where my grandmother was. I was semi-regional. The bus broke down.
Oh no!
And broke down, and I Falconara Albanese.
Well, they speak no Italian.
Yeah. So what happened to me? There was this guy on the bus with me. Said, "Signorina, dice, se vuole prendere un caffè andiamo al bar, prendiamo un gelato, un caffè." Okay, I said, went over there. And the guy told him, this girl comes from Gisseria, another town Albanese. And he started speaking Albanese to me. I didn't know what I wanted.
What the hell are you talking about? I just want gelato. Then my car broke down.
I felt ashamed.
Because you didn't know how?
Because I said, oh, I'm sorry. I said, but I do know a few words. I say, vushul, corda, vushul means, this here, we call it pancetta here, this, over the...
Face?
Yeah, but, from what I'm talking, the pork, when you kill pork, this part, they hang on it.
That's something you already knew.
They call it vushul, and they make it like a pancetta, like a, what do you call it here?
So he thought you wanted something to eat.
Vushul, o pecorello. You know what is a pecorello? A pecorello is, when you watch the sky, and you see like little lambs, they look like little lambs,
Right? We say,
hey, pecorelli. The guy didn't look very happy. He said, "You don't know nothing."
Just say you don't know.
Yeah, I felt funny, really. I did. And I wish we could help, but just here through the years made their own dialect. Even the dialect today, it's not the same as one like 20 or 40 years ago.
Even now.
Yeah, I can see there's a woman in Pittsburgh. She speaks like 50 years ago. When she talks to me, I say, "Oh my gosh," I tell her.
It's the nicest.
I tell her in Italian, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, beans in Italian, you say fagiolina.
Fagiolina.
Oh no, what is fagiolina? She said to me. And then I have to say, I don't know how to say in dialect. Suraki. Oh yeah, suraki, she said.
but in Calabria, I mean, in Sicily, it's fagiolina.
Fagiolina, now they say fagiolina. Now everybody knows fagiolina. But 50, 60 years ago, the people didn't go to school. They went to first grade, second grade, they know too much. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, what's the next
So, I got a good question for you.
So that's why the Trapeziani started buying. They must have bought more farmers.
Mm-hmm.
And then, more than they must have had more money because the Trapeziani were wealth from day one.
Right.
Like.
It looks like the priest came in and
then
he bought the land and olive oil.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you met my grandfather?
Yeah.
You met Pepe? What was your first impression?
The first...
impression?
I told you. I think he was a very, very nice guy.
My grandfather? Oh, not my great-grandfather, but my grandfather.
Grandfather?
Yeah.
I didn't know you great-grandfather. Great.
Oh. So, before we were talking, was that...
It was your great-grandfather.
Right, because you met him once.
Once.
Right.
That's it.
So when you met my grandfather, Pepe...
Oh, your grandfather, they come up and pick me up.
That's the first time you met?
First time.
At the airport?
No, the airport. I came by boat.
Oh!
Yeah.
Took a while, didn't it?
You have to see me. I had all kinds of clothes, beautiful clothes. People remember me. Now I went to a wedding last month. This guy from Montreal, he said to me, Tony told you, okay, we met the people from Montreal.
Yeah.
He said to me, he called me Donna Teresina. I look at him, and you're not calling me that. And for me, you're always Donna Teresina, he said to me. And I used to dress very nice, my clothes were impeccable.
Beautiful.
When I come over in this country, all the girls who here, they all told my husband, boy, her clothes are perfect. They were all handmade. They fit me perfect. There wasn't no... And young Teresa sometimes said to me, let's go shopping. I never liked. All of the clothes I put on, I said, no, this is not good for me. This is not... Because I was a particular. I liked my clothes.
Plus you grew up with really nice...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still got some clothes I kept. And so we arrived by boat. Me, your Uncle Terry, and your great-grandmother, Nanny.
So Nanny came over too?
Yeah. I had a lot of stuff to bring over.
So she saw you get married in Italy. She went over with Uncle Ted.
Yeah, she came over, yeah. She was on my wedding and everything.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So you never saw my picture, my wedding picture?
I think I did.
Yeah, you probably did.
I think
long
I've
time
seen it,
ago. Yeah. Anyway, we got in New York. The worst part is when we got on a boat. It was like a cruise. Of course, it was beautiful. We were in first class. So one time, all of a sudden this woman had a baby on the boat. They had the bed, then they Christmas, they had the Christmas. We went to the chapel upstairs, what big chapel, you know. So the priest...
This is on the boat?
Above. We went to the last floor.
Uh-oh. Pause just for a second, if you don't mind.
Hungry. Oh my God.
This is great.
Anyway, what else you want to know?
Oh, yeah.
You like that story?
Yeah.
So, you know, we got on the boat, you know, and we got first class. I was all of these fancy people got us so much jewelry, rich people, first class.
Yeah.
I remember there was this lady, she said to me, are you coming in the United States? You're going to see the biggest tree.
And you're thinking, I want to stay in Italy.
Anyway, and then, you know.
So were you nervous? You were excited? Like, what, apprehensive? Like, what were you, when you were coming over, were you nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I knew lots of United States, but I didn't know really the life of the United States. I knew more like history, the region, a little bit geography, because I was starting on a social study. You know what I mean? Like we have to know, otherwise you will not pass the class. So, but summertime when you never go in some place, you really don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? But they read lots of magazine, all of the movie stars. You got a dreams, you know. Oh yeah, the life is gonna be like the movie star.
Nightclubs, New York, dancing every night. I still think that way.
When we got in New York, you know, oh yeah, the baby over there, we baptized the baby on the boat. The pilot, not the pilot, what you call it, the captain. His name was Thomas. The boat name was Saturnia. The baby was born in March. So they put him, they call him Saturnino Thomas.
That's what they call the baby? That's one way to name it.
Then they asked the mother, they said, yeah, the captain said, you can give any not residence, he can be any citizen. United States, you can choose United States, Canada, France, Italian, you can, because the baby was born on the middle of the sea. So the mother choose what he have to be. And then she chose Canada because she was going to Canada. So they gave the Canada citizenship to the baby.
Wow.
And we had like a party over there. We were invited over there. We met a Polish priest.
This is all while you're on the boat. So you have a good time. Yeah. So it's you and Uncle Ted and Nanny.
And then, we used to go, when they had a dance, and we had, they had all kind of entertaining, like they do on a cruise.
On a cruise.
Yeah, but it was a nice, just when the weather was bad, that was scary. Mm-hmm. So I would go to bed with my clothes. Nanny told all of the friends, Materolo, she go to bed with her clothes. And everybody would say, why? Why, if we go sing, at least I have my clothes on. And they all started to laugh. Who's going to know? I don't know. I said, I don't want to be on the nude.
Have something on. Plus, it's like a swimsuit. Maybe help you swim or something.
So we reached to the Statue of Liberty from a distance that day.
You remember seeing it?
Yeah. Everybody asking me, say, oh, the boat is close to the Statue of Liberty. You can see it. I said, okay, let's go on a terrace outside. Nanny said to me, where do you think you're going? I said, I go outside. I said 30 degrees. Yeah. I said 30 degrees. Yeah. I was thinking Italian, 30 degrees is so hot.
Right.
Then he said, it's freezing over there.
Hey, we're not in Pizzeria anymore. It's cold outside.
So you better put the coat. Yeah, there's sun. I said, sunshine. Oh, no, he said, you better get your coat.
That sounds like Nani or Papa or my mom. Put your coat on.
So we got on site on the terrace, to watch the Statue of Liberty from a distance, of course.
Right.
And then we arrived to the pier, whatever it was, I don't remember now. And there was your grandmother, your grandfather, Angie, Larry, and Terry.
All little.
All little. Your mother was 9 years old. Yeah. And I said, we're going to see New York now.
Right.
Young baby, put us on.
It's left.
I said, I couldn't. Put us on the car.
Get in there.
We are on the tunnel. Where? What do they call it? That tunnel.
Holland Tunnel.
Holland Tunnel. I said, what's it supposed to be? We're underwater. I said, I was hoping to see New York.
Right.
Then New York, I never see nothing. I was disappointed right there.
You should have stayed there for a while. But Papa probably didn't care about New York. He's let me get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I understand.
He's been to New York many times. So
yeah, but you have to understand me. I was having all of us high hope. I see New York.
One of the reasons you were convinced to come over.
Highway. I said, when are we going there? Oh yeah, another couple hours. And a couple hours. Angie Marie, she like I sing. And Teresina sing for me. I started sing. She like I sing. Oh, she was keep saying, sing another song. I was singing in Italian.
That's why she liked it. It was
yeah.
Did you sing?
Yeah, I was singing.
I didn't know. No, but did you sing? Like when you were in Italy, you sang?
No.
Just for fun?
I used to sing in my house.
Yeah. So that was the first time you had met my mom?
Yeah.
It was in the car. She was asking you to sing. And you're probably like, who is this girl asking me to sing?
No, I like her. I just, I only like kids. But, she moved me. I knew she liked it, but my voice, she wanted to hear my singing. Yeah, and she was keep asking for more and more. Well, that's all what we were doing. And then I was told, I said, oh my, when did we go? Oh, we are in Philadelphia. Okay.
At least from Pennsylvania.
Maybe I see Philadelphia.
Right. You ever see that? Right.
Nobody was on set. I said, just a bunch of houses. You know what I mean? I said, this is Philadelphia. I said, what is the people? I see nobody on site. I was used in Italy because the people walking around.
Piazzas and...
Yeah. All of a sudden I see this city, there was nobody in I guess the neighborhood we were going through.
Right.
It was...
that's your first impression?
It was a residential, yeah. Anyway, we finally got to Hagerstown. Finally. But we stayed like 7 or 8 days in Hagerstown, I think. I don't remember now, 7 or 8.
So you were there for a while in Hagerstown?
We stayed a little bit. So, potato chips in Italy weren't known yet. Potato chips started here, looks like.
Right.
So your grandmother used to come in all the time with a bag of potato chips. I used to pick, I like it. I was skinny. And your grandfather used to say, Teresina, quit eating those potato chips. I said, no, Mama, why he not want to eat potato chips? And he said, he probably figured it out. I look, like, And he explained, you don't want to get a fag.
That sounds like him.
Oh, he cared for me a lot. He was protecting me, I have to say. He might have been, for some people, too tough, a little rough.
Yeah.
But for me, he was like he wanted to protect me.
Yeah.
And if Uncle Ted used to do something wrong, he used to be on his case. He said, you don't know how lucky you are. Yeah, you know, you got a beautiful girl over there. He said, you don't know how lucky you are. And then he used to always defend me. You know what I mean? Anyway, nobody's perfect. Everybody got their own way of doing things. And I tell people, a neighbor, he might have been rough and tough, but roundabout way, he wasn't doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. Like when the kids be together, like Nanny had 13 grandchildren, you know what I mean? If nobody correct them, they destroy the house. You know what I mean?
He would.
He would tell them, sit down on the floor. They all sit down on the floor.
They were scared of him.
Watch television. They watch television. We go sit down on the table. Here we got carrots, potatoes, meat, whatever. My kids would say, oh, I don't like the carrots. You're going to eat the carrots because I'm going to eat the carrots. Is
that
what he said? You know, it was a help actually for the mother. Mm. For me, it was a help. When because I don't know if your mother told you, we did live in Hagerstown 1 year.
Oh, you did? Lived the whole year?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, little.
She doesn't tell me these things. I don't understand. I'm going to get over for them. Maybe she did and I don't remember it?
Yeah, probably. I think they felt bad when we moved back. I didn't want to move back either. I did like over there. Yeah. So, he used to come over. We used to eat together. Mm-hmm. A lot of time Gina came over. Really, Gina was very nice.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Gina.
Yeah, she used to come over. She knew I didn't know how to do stuff in American way.
Yeah.
Like, and I had the 2 little kids. You know, it's hard with 2 little kids to do stuff, especially if you don't know how to do.
Right.
And she used to come over and cut my hedges, or wash my walls. I never washed walls.
But she would come over and help.
Yeah, no. She would help me to clean up the kids. And then he said, let's go shopping. We go shopping, we run around shopping for a couple hours. And I said, we have to go home. Why? Because neighbor gonna call. He's gonna call now. Yeah. Why he call? He wanna see if you got me home. Okay, let's go. Go home. And he vacuumed the floor. Why you vacuuming the floor? The floor is clean. He said, you don't know your brother-in-law. What do you mean I don't know? He said, he puts a little piece of paper underneath the bed. Oh, he want to see if I pass the vacuum.
That sounds just like...
You didn't know that?
No, well, I remember he would... He'd pick something up, it's particular. He'd pick it up, and he'd say, throw this away.
Yeah. He used to do everything for you. He was a good man.
He's very clean.
Yeah, he was clean.
Very clean.
And you know when you leave the fingerprints.
Do you think he got that from Nunny? Was Nunny like that?
Well, Nunny was like that.
That's why.
Yeah. So that's it for today. Younger go cook or what?
Yeah, that's perfect. I love that. That was I got a lot of good information. You know what? Thank you.
For what? Thank you.
I enjoyed this. Let me see. There
you know
she
what?
is.
I think what we have to do is this. If I know when you come, like I can get it together some picture